Duke has had the top recruiting class in like 4 of the last 5 years. 11 different players have left early to go to the NBA. Ever since Coach K has embraced the one-and-done rule, the only competition he has in the country has been with John Calipari at Kentucky. That's it. Stop it. You know, the reality is that when we look at these players, you look at Zion Williamson, who's a freak of nature. We look at R.J. Barrett, who's the best player on the team. We look at Cam Reddish, who's big time as far as I'm concerned. He needs to be more aggressive. That's the only issue with him, okay? I mean, listen, if you want to sit up there and refrain from engaging in hyperbole as it pertains to them being undefeated or being able to beat an NBA team, I would get where Coach K is coming from. It's like Coach K is saying this because people are expecting a national championship. Well, why the hell wouldn't they expect it? Look at these boys. Look at how they play. And more importantly, look at the program they're playing for and who they're being coached by. An individual who I revere, and anybody who knows basketball should revere. But at the same time, we can't put our blinders on and act like Coach K hasn't had his benefits. He's coached Olympic basketball since 2008. Greg Popovich is about to take over, but it's been Mike Krzyzewski's team. 2008, 2012, 2016. He has talked with Kobe and LeBron and Melo and D. Wade and CP3 and Kevin Durant and everybody else. It's been Coach K that has been coaching these people. So if you are an individual who loves your basketball and you're watching the talent that exists combined with who they're being coached by, what other conclusion would you draw? He needs to stop. He knows this, and he needs to stop. I say that affectionately because it's Coach K I'm talking about here.
What's the job of a college basketball head coach?
Manage.
Well, the first is, like, before you do anything, you have to recruit the players.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to coach them up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Recruit them, coach them up. Coach K is the best of the modern era. Mm-hmm. You know, he's in the conversation for greatest of all time.
I'd take Jim Calhoun.
What?
I'm just telling you.
Would.
I would take Jim Calhoun.
You would, for obvious reasons.
I like Calhoun, though, but that's
so
totally emotional.
Whatever.
I'm a modern, of course. Think about what's happened to the one-and-done teams, the great ones throughout history. Molly, you may know a little bit about the Fab Five.
Yeah.
Did they win the championship?
No.
They had the best team. They had the most talented players. UNLV running Rebels, the year they were the best they had been, the year before they won the championship. Did they win the championship?
I don't know if they had the best team.
Well, okay, that's one of the two great teams they had, and Coach K stopped those teams with upperclassmen coaching them up. Think of Kentucky with Calipari, who until Coach K started getting the best recruiting class, which he now has, Calipari was the guy. Kind of not pioneered it, but took one-and-dones to the next level. And he lost to Wisconsin, bunch of upperclassmen. Who did Duke lose to this year? A Gonzaga team with Mark Few, who's like the new Coach K with the upperclassmen. So what Coach K is saying is, yes, I have recruited these guys. It's now my job to coach them up. And part of coaching them up is not just telling them, hey, the set shot's going to be the most important shot for us this year because we know you guys can all take your man, you know, one-on-one. We need to pass the ball. We need to knock down shots. But it's also saying, let's not get out ahead of our skis. Let's bring it, because we could easily wind up like Kentucky did the other year, or like in the distant past, what happened when we beat these great one-and-done or more talented teams. And he's doing the right thing.
And all I'm saying is save those comments for your teammates or the local media that that writes for publications that you know your players will read. If you're directing it at them, I'm all for it. But you, Coach K, being in the privileged position that he has been in, because I do believe as great as he is, that was a privilege. But I just so you know, Max, I have never been in favor of him coaching all three teams. I think there should be a different coach every
Olympic
4 years. And I think, and the Olympic teams we're talking about, I thought that was incredibly unfair to his contemporaries on the collegiate level.
Get your game up, contemporaries.
No, Max. No, Max, you're wrong. And the reason why you're wrong about that, that's not about being your game up. That's about Jerry Colangelo and USA Basketball making the selection. That wasn't about anything else. And all I'm saying is we know that Coach K is worthy, but I'm just saying, my God, he was worthy beforehand. Putting him in that position.
Compounding advantage.
Why would you want to go? You know who I think should be more appreciated than anybody in it? Roy Williams. You know why? Because Roy Williams coaches right up the road in the same conference as Coach K and still managed to deliver 2 national championships in the face of all of this shine that Coach K and Duke has received. Also, Jeff Capel left there as an assistant. He's now at Pittsburgh. So we're going to see how their recruiting class is going to be in the future, assuming Coach K stays, because he might leave after this year's over. We don't know. All I'm saying is, your comments are appreciated. I get where you're coming from. But you sort of brought it on yourself